Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Let me start by introducing myself. I am Ted McPeters. As you can see on the screen, I am Ted M. I'm the lead website developer and designer for Quantum Computing Solutions, working in conjunction with Black Star Code Academy here on YouTube. So I just want to welcome everybody to the live stream and welcome those who may be watching this live stream at a later date, a recorded version of the live stream. Just a few housekeeping items I want to go over first. Just get a few housekeeping items out the way. Again, I am Ted M. I am the lead website designer, Quantum Computing Solutions. And here's my profile here. And you can go ahead and visit my profile anytime that you like by going out to my profile here. I'll put that up in the banner there. So that's how you could take a review my abilities and my skills and how long I've been a website developer, specializing in WordPress website development and design. And here's a little bit about me and my tools and some of the work I've done over the years. And the next housekeeping item is want to encourage everyone to take a look at our website, our ebooks that we have available on our website. Again, just a few housekeeping items here. We've got a number of ebooks here that are available to help you on your website marketing and development journey. You can take a look at those at your leisure. I'll go ahead and put that in the banner there, so you can see that there. And we have a number of ebooks that are downloadable right from our site that you can take a look at and go out and see if these might help you on your journey. Again, let me go to the next item on the list, which is our website itself. Okay, this is Quantum Computing Solutions. We are specialized in website design and development. We have a lot of experience in developing websites, designing websites, especially specifically in particular with WordPress. Okay, a lot of many years of developing WordPress websites. That's why we're offering these live streams, these free tutorials on WordPress website design and development. And I encourage each one of you to like and share the stream. Like and share the stream when you have an opportunity to. And if you have any questions, you can enter the questions in the comment box or the comments in the comment section below the video or the chat along in the stream itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we had a live stream from last week, or maybe a week and a half ago, and this is just a basic overview for those of you who are looking to get into website design development, specifically as it relates to WordPress. Okay, so what I have is a basic installation here. This is just a basic installation of WordPress. This is the back end, the administrative page. And I'll go over a few of the questions, just basic introductory questions for those who are just beginning their website development journey. So we'll go over a couple of questions. Like one question would be, how do I install WordPress on my server? And there's a number of ways to do that. You can, if you have a hosting service like maybe GoDaddy or HostGator or One-in-One, if you're looking to use one of those services, they usually have an installation tool where you can install WordPress on your hosting server. Okay, if you want to do it the more difficult way, if you have a little bit more experience with WordPress, you can go out to WordPress.org and download the entire WordPress WordPress stack from there, and then FTP that up to your hosting servers and go ahead and complete the installation from there. There's plenty of information and instructions on WordPress.org on how to install WordPress on your hosting server. This is a manual installation, the one I just described, where you would go to WordPress.org and actually download the latest version of WordPress and install that on your site. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. If you do have any questions, like I said before, you can leave the questions in the comment section or the chat, and I will try to answer those questions for you. Okay. It says, well, the next question would be, how do I install a WordPress theme? Well, there's a number of ways to install a WordPress theme. If you bought a WordPress theme from like Envato or any other WordPress author retailers that are online, you can easily install it by going through this process here. You go through appearance, then the themes, and after you have downloaded a theme onto your local machine, you can go ahead and add a new theme. Again, these are just introductory questions for people that are just getting started with working with WordPress, or even those that have worked with WordPress over the years and maybe need a refresher. Okay, so once you've downloaded your theme, you can go ahead and click on the upload button. Again, you go to appearance, then themes, then upload a theme, and then upload the theme right here by choosing the file in its location and upload the theme there. You can also upload themes or change themes or add themes by going back to the add new theme and going out to the WordPress repository, which is available via the back end on the administrative page of WordPress. Now, they have a number of themes there that are available for you to choose from. These are free themes that come with WordPress. If you want to, some of these themes are what it's called freemium. They have free functionality, but then if you want to do a little bit more, you have to pay to upgrade or update the theme. But there's a number of themes here. You've got a number of options you can choose from. You got the most popular ones, you got the latest themes, and then you have block themes here. And you can just choose from a number of themes that are available directly via WordPress. If you don't want to download it from one of the theme providers that are online, you can do it this way via the back end of WordPress. Now, the next question is, how do I create a post for once you have your theme installed and you have your theme that you want to use, then you could start doing some posts. Well, let me take a step back for a second. So the default editor that comes with WordPress, I really don't like to use. So what I normally do is I go with plugins and I add a new plugin. I go to add new plugins, but we'll get to the plugins in a second. But I just wanted to go through this part first. And then what I like to do is I like to disable Gutenberg. Gutenberg is the page builder that comes by default with WordPress. And so I like to disable that. So I go out to the plugin repository and I search for Gutenberg, disable Gutenberg. You can just type the word in disable, and you should find that in the repository, and it says disable Gutenberg. This will disable Gutenberg. So all you have left is once it's enabled and activated, and see, I've already downloaded, enabled, and activated, installed it and activated. I can go out to my post now, and I'll just have the older version of the post, the page. Okay, this is a more simpler interface to work with. It just has your field here. You can add a title for your post, and you can put your content here in this section. And it's pretty straightforward and simple. Whereas Gutenberg is a drag and drop editor, which isn't always intuitive. It's not that simple to work with. If any of you have ever worked with Gutenberg, you'll see that it's not the best page builder out there. or post builder or page builder out there. So what I normally like to do is I like to go ahead and disable that, because again, it comes by default. It comes with the WordPress installation, and so you install and activate a plugin which will disable that, and I get the old version of the WordPress interface for creating pages and posts. Okay, so you can put your post title here and then your content there. And if you have any post categories, you can add the post to the particular category and set your feature image there. So what I normally like to do is I like to go ahead and create my category. So that's under the post option here on the admin page. You can go ahead and do category and add a new category. So you can add it, call it whatever you want. Say in this instance, I'll call it test, and I'll go ahead and click add a new category, and that'll create a new post category for me. And so you'll see that it showed up here as my post category. Now, once I go back to when I want to create a new post, I just go ahead and add a new post here. And I'll go ahead and create a new post, create my title, create my content, put my images, my content, my text, whatever in here into the box there, the text box there. And as you see, there's my post category here on here. So I can choose to include this particular post in that category. Okay, so that answers a question, gives you kind of an overview of how you create posts. Now, the next question would be, how do I add a page to my WordPress site? Again, this seems a little rudimentary for people that work with WordPress, but this is just for people that are wanting to begin their website development design journey using WordPress. This will give you some familiarity with these particular options. So what you would do is you go over to the pages from your admin page, go into add new pages. So you're going to add a new page. And like with posts, you have a title for your page, then you have a space for your content for your page, and you could have a featured image for that page if you like to include a featured image. But that's how you just go ahead and you would go in and create a new page, would be your, use the pages options here and add a new page that way. That's the process for adding a new page. Okay, so we'll move on to the next The next question is, how do I customize the appearance of my WordPress site? Now, this goes back to when you install a theme, when you chose a theme. So you go over to the themes. We'll go back and look at the themes that we have installed. Now, this is a theme that's currently installed and activated for this particular installation. So how you would customize it, you would go under Appearances and go to Customize. Click on the Customize option. This will take you into the Customize functions for WordPress, and you will be able to customize that theme, the theme that you have installed. Now, the customization, there's different customization options for different themes. Okay, so you can choose your site identity here, and you can choose your colors for this particular theme, your header, your background images, just any number of options here when you do this theme customization. But again, it depends on your theme, what theme you have installed. It dictates what customization options are going to be available. They're not all the same. So it just, again, it depends on the theme that you have installed. But that's how you would customize your theme. Again, the process is, the steps are, you go to Appearance, then down to Customize, and then you would customize your theme. Okay. So the next question is, how do I install and activate plugins? So the process for installing plugins, it depends on how you want, what functionality you would like for your website. Okay, you have a number of plugins that are available in a repository. A lot of them are free, but some are freemium, and then there are the paid plugins that you have to buy from the authors. So how you would do that would just go down to plugins, and then you would add a new plugin here by clicking on the add new plugin option, and you see there's a whole list of plugins that you have available that you can choose from. It depends on what functionality you're looking for, what you want it to do, what type of options you want for your website. You can choose from the plugins here. But you also have an option of uploading plugins that you may have bought a third-party plugin. By uploading that plugin that you downloaded from, say, a theme provider or a plugin provider, and you just go ahead and click on the upload plugin option here, and then choose your location, and then upload that particular plugin file there. Once you've done that, once you either install the plugin from the repository or uploaded your new plugin, you'll see the list of plugins here by clicking on the installed plugins. These would be the list of plugins that you currently have installed. See, since this is a fresh install, I don't have a lot of plugins on here, but these are the plugins that are currently installed. And you can see these plugins here, a list of them, and you can activate and deactivate the plugins or delete the plugins from your install plugins option. Okay, so we're moving on to the next question is, how do I create a custom menu for my website? Okay, so the process for creating a custom menu is you would go over to appearances and then down to menus. Okay, and from this page, you will see you'll have to create a new menu. So you give the menu a name, just say new menu or something like that for this example, and then you click on create a menu. And so we create a menu there, and we call it new menu. And once you've created your pages and your posts, you can include those pages and posts over on your menu. Okay, you can do posts there, you can do custom links, you can choose categories, and all you have to do is click on add to menu for any one of these options here. Okay, and then you choose what it's going to be. Is it's going to be the primary menu, or it's going to be a secondary menu, it's going to be a footer menu. It depends on what theme you have installed, what options are available here. But if you just have a basic theme like this installed here, then you just have your options are kind of limited there. But that's how you would go ahead and install or create a new menu, and that's the process for that. So the next question is, how do I add images to my WordPress post or pages? We'll go back into our post example here. And once we say we wanted to create a new post. So we'll go add a new post here. And after we've created our title, include our content here, and we can add a featured image here by clicking on the featured image option there. Or if you want to add images to your actual content for your post or page, you click on add media. And then you can either choose from the media library, upload new media, like a new image or a new video or something like that. You click on the media library, and then you choose the image that you want to include from the library, and that would be included in your post or page. Okay, so that's how you add an image to a post or page. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Okay, so the next question we have on the list: how do I configure the general settings in for my WordPress site? Okay, so we'll go back out to our WordPress dashboard here. We'll go back out there and we'll go to the general settings by going over to the settings, and then you go over to the general option from the settings menu. And this just has the information about your site that'll appear on your site. It has a URL where your site is located. It has your administrator's email, your administrative email. That's where you get all your mail. And then if you have you got members, people that are visiting your site are going to be new members or create accounts. You can say that anybody can register, or they won't be able to register when this is enabled. And the default user role would be subscribers. You always leave it to subscribers unless you have someone that's going to be administrator, editor, author, or contributor. But the default is subscribers. Okay, and then there's a number of other options here. You can do the date format, the time format, all that right there. Now the next setting option would be writing, and that would be the ability for people to come out, and the default format would be the standard post format. The the standard default post format. Okay, that's just the standard where we really don't want to do too much with that. You just want to leave it standard. You don't want it to be a gallery format or image format or whatever. You just want your post formats to be just a standard format, like I just showed you in how to create a post or a page. Okay, now the next one is reading, and this is how what your uh, what your pages, how your pages are going to appear when people first come out to your site. Now, a lot of time, since we have no pages created here, there would be an option here to have to assign a page as the landing page, and then assign a page as your post page here. That would be an option that would be available if we had pages, but we don't have pages created as of yet. So that's where you would configure that option here. Now, this is the most important one, is the discussion option. If you're going to leave comments on your site, a lot of people do not like to have comments on their site unless they're going to moderate the comments, and you have someone dedicated to moderating comments, because a lot of times people will send you spam comments, and that'll just slow down your site, and then all kinds of options for hacking and everything else. So you just don't want to have anyone come up and make a comment or allowing comments on your site, making comments on your site. So you can have it here. This option is to email me whenever anyone submits a comment, and then you can have the comments are held for moderation. That means you can have the comments held until it's approved, and then once it's approved, you can have it. It'll show up on your site. But most WordPress sites do not have comments enabled on there, so I wouldn't recommend having comments enabled. So there are a number of plugins out there that can disable comments completely, or you can just do it here in the discussion option in the settings, and just moderate your comments if you're going to have the comments enabled. Okay. The next option under settings is media. And in the media, you can have, this dictates how the image dimension on your thumbnails, or the dimensions there. You can set that there. You can set to the medium size of your thumbnails, or your image size, and your large size. This will be, so no matter what image is uploaded to your media library, if it's going to be a large size, the default will be whatever you set the dimensions to be here. If it's going to be a medium size image, the default will be here. And usually the default is 300 by 300. And then the thumbnail size is always 150 by 150. Okay. Now here's an important option here under settings is permalinks. This is what dictates your URL, how your URL will appear in Google search engines and throughout your site. So what you want to do is always change this to the post name option here. You don't want to leave it plain, because it'll end up having it'll assign numbers to it with all the SEO unfriendly naming convention and naming strings. This is more SEO friendly if you just have the post name. That way your post has the name of the post would be at the end of the URL string. So you always want to change your permalinks to post name here. Okay. So that's kind of overview of the general settings. So we'll move on to how do I manage comments. I just talked about that. How do you manage comments on your blog? Okay. Now, how do I create a form for my blog, for my website? Okay. Again, there's any number of plugins. Usually use a plugin called like WP Forms, or Contact Form 7, or Captain Forms, or anything. So what we could go ahead and look at adding a plugin for our form creation, and we'll go back to the plugins and then add a new plugin. We'll go ahead and click on there, and we'll go ahead and search a repository for, say, like WP Forms. Okay, that's the easy one to work with, the WP Forms. And you go ahead and install and activate this particular plugin and go through that process of creating a form. Now, go through that here, but I just want to give you an overview of what's available, what's possible. There's a number of forms out here. They all have their different functionalities, but a lot of them have, you won't get the complete functionality or the other features won't be available where you can connect it to MailChimp or something like that, or any other mail service, such as, any other mail service that may be available, constant contact or something like that. So you have those features are disabled, but once you upgrade the plugin to the pro version, then you'll have ability to integrate those and connect those through an API or something to those particular services. But that's how you would go through. This is where you would need to you could add a form to your site, and then I'll go over that in the next live stream on how to build forms, and then there will be some other things that will be included in the next live stream on how to add a form. I just kind of want to give you an overview of how you would add a form, or the process for beginning to add a form. Okay, so the next question would be, how do I optimize my WordPress site for SEO? So again, there are a number of plugins that are available. Go to add plugin or add new plugins, go to add new. And since we're already here, we'll go ahead and search for a SEO plugin. What I like to use is all-in-one SEO. All-in-one SEO plugin. There are a number of plugins like Yoast. Yoast is a plugin that's available. This is all-in-one SEO that you could use to configure your site to be SEO friendly, specifically for Google. Okay, and I'll go over this in a future live stream too. It'll be probably just be a dedicated live stream for how to install and configure your SEO for your WordPress based site. Okay, so that's where you would get those, or that plugin, how you would install that plugin, and how that works. Now, the next question would be, how do I set up WordPress site with an e-commerce plugin like WooCommerce? Again, this will be a dedicated video, but just to kind of give you an overview of how you would go about installing WooCommerce for WordPress. This is one of the more popular e-commerce platforms out there. It includes shopping carts and payment gateways like PayPal and Stripe, and I think Square is in there now. But yeah, you go ahead and say, well, I'm going to search for WooCommerce. Okay, it's a plugin, and we'll go ahead and search for that. You just do WooCommerce, add back in our add plugins option, and you'll see WooCommerce. And once you go ahead and install and activate it, it'll give you all the features and functionalities for an e-commerce, for a shopping cart for your WordPress based site. Again, it'll have a payment gateway and some shipping options, all that type of thing. Again, this will be in a future live stream. I'll probably go into dedicate an entire live stream to setting that up, how you would set up a WooCommerce or e-commerce site using WooCommerce. Okay. Now, just wanted to ask you to go ahead and hit that like and share button, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. That will help with the algorithms, everyone says, and help us to get more people to our channel here. Okay, so let's move on, and we'll go to the next question. Would be, again, drop your questions that you have. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or the chat, and I will certainly go ahead and answer any questions you might have. Either during the live stream or after the live stream. If you're watching this later, go ahead and add your comments or your questions to the site, the chat, or the comment section, and I'll go ahead and answer and respond to those questions. Okay, so the next question would be, which is a very important one, is how do I back up my WordPress website? Again, there's a number of plugins to use that you can use to back up your WordPress website. Again, since we're on the plugins, the add plugins page here, we can go ahead and search for, I like to use a plugin called Backup Migration. You can use Updraft, or there's another one that's all-in-one Backup Pro or something like that. But I like to use Backup Migration because it's pretty straightforward, and and easy to work with, user friendly, and for people that are just starting out again with their on their WordPress design development journey. This is probably the easiest one to use. See, I already have it installed here. It's called Backup Migration, and go ahead and install it and then activate it, and it'll appear on your list of plugins here. Again, I might do a dedicated video for this too as well, or I'll include it in another live stream on how to configure the backup migration so you can go ahead and back up your site on a regular basis in case something goes wrong and things. So you can schedule backups, or you can do a manual backup, all that type of thing. Or your site gets hacked, then you could have a backup of your site. But here it is in the list of plugins. It's called Backup Migration. It's on a list of plugins. Haven't activated yet, but I just wanted to show you how that what backup options are available. Okay, so the next question would be, how do I secure my WordPress site from hackers? Again, we'll go back out to our plugins, and we'll do WordFence. Some of you may be familiar with this particular security plugin, but it's called WordFence. WordFence, I can type here, WordFence. All right. So hold on, I need to add a new plugin. I go up to WordFence, click to find in WordFence here in the repository. And WordFence is a security plugin which has a firewall incorporated in it. Again, I hate to keep repeating myself, but in a future live stream, I'll go over this particular option as well, and how to install and configure WordFence. This protects your site from hackers and other malicious activity that's going on online. Because unfortunately, WordPress sites are there. The hackers attempt to hack WordPress sites the most of any site out there or any platform out there and stuff, just because it's open source and a lot of people like to. A lot of sites run on WordPress. More than half of the websites that are out there use WordPress. Some that you wouldn't think to use WordPress do use WordPress, like CNN's WordPress website uses WordPress. So this is a good plugin to protect yourself from malware and hackers and all kinds of malicious activities out there. Again, I'll either incorporate this into a live stream later or have a dedicated live stream just for WordFence. Okay, so moving on to the next question. I went over this question here. How do I change the permalink structure on my WordPress site? I did that earlier when we were looking at settings, so I won't go over that again. And then how do I migrate my WordPress site to a new domain or host? Now, this would be going back to the plugin here, the backup migration. This allows you to download your entire site. You have an option to download your entire site into a compressed file, and you can take that file and upload it to your new hosting service or server. That way you have you can move your site that way. You can migrate your entire site. This particular plugin backs up the database as well as all your media files and all the files that you have for your site and run your site. So that's how you could use something similar like a Yoast, no, not a Yoast, but an Updraft, or again, backup migration, or there are any number of backup tools out there, backup tools and migration tools out there, plugins that are out there, and you can use that to migrate your site to a new host if that is ever required. Okay. Now, how do I embed videos on my WordPress site? Okay, so if you have a post or a page, let's go back to our post here. We'll go back to add a new post here. Once you've created a new post and you've got your title there, you got your content area down here, you can add this one of two ways. You can either add it as a media file. If you go out to your media library and you have uploaded a video here, you can see it in your media library. You can add it there, and that will be locally hosted, what's called locally hosted. That would be the locally hosted option. Or you can get the embed code, say like from YouTube, and there's always an embed code for most videos. And you just go ahead and add that, copy and paste that code right in here into the content area, and the video will be displayed there. So that's how you can add videos to your. This is one of the simplest ways to add videos to your website. And you can also do that with pages as well. You just go ahead and say we'll go and add a new page, and we've got our title to our page, and then in the content area, you can same process. Go to add a media file, and the local hosted video file will be in your media library, or you can embed the code from a WordPress video or Vimeo or wherever you have your video hosted, and they have embed codes for that. You can embed it right there in this particular section, in that area of your page or your post. All right. Now, how do I add social media sharing buttons to my WordPress site? Again, we use plugins to do that. You go into add new plugin, and there's any number of plugins out there where you can add social media to your page. So we're going to say we'll search for social media here, a social media plugin, and these are the ones that will be listed in the repository. So you have a lot of different options there for adding social media to your page or your posts, and there's just a number of different options there. As far as plugins is concerned, I would stick with using one of the plugins from the WordPress repository, because like many of the plugins, they've been vetted by WordPress, and they function well with WordPress. And you go back and look at the reviews on the plugins that are available, and see how many times they've been downloaded and what the reviews are on those particular plugins, especially with your social media stuff, because you have your social media out there, and you have your plugins there that give you access to your LinkedIn, your X, Twitter, and your Facebook, and even your YouTube there. So these plugins are here, and the options are available in the repository. You can look at those. Now, I may or may not do a live stream, or I may incorporate the whole process for adding social media plugins to your pages in a future live stream. But just kind of want to give you an overview, let you know what was available. Okay. So I think that's the last question for this particular live stream. If you have any questions about anything WordPress related, you can leave them in the comments or leave them in the chat, either before or after the stream, or during the stream or after the stream. And I'll go ahead and address those in a future stream, or just respond to you in the comments. Again, a little bit more housekeeping. Again, my name is Ted M. I'm the lead website developer for Quantum Computing Solutions, and that's my profile there. And you can take a look at my profile in more depth and a little bit closer by going out to my page here that's on the site. I'll put that in there. So that's a link to direct link to my profile. Again, here's the website itself right here. There's a link to that right there in the banner there, and here's the link to the site, or here's the site itself. And we specialize in website development and design. Been doing that for a number of years. Work on Upworks, and as well as just in a direct interacting with clients that are not in any type of freelancer platforms, that type of thing. And I'd encourage you to go out to our ebook store, our ebook page, and again, have a number of ebooks that are available that you can take a look at. And there's the URL for that. And I've got a number of ebooks which will help you with marketing your website. And then we've got an ebook on AI here, and how you can integrate AI into your website, that type of thing, boost your online sales and digital marketing and all that. So I'm just plugging the ebook section of our website, a little bit of housekeeping there. So I think that's about it for today. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we try to have a live stream once a week on a Thursday later in the week, about the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll send out a notification a day or two before that and let you know that it's going to be available. And then what we're going to go over in the live stream. So if you'd like to participate and you have any questions, feel free to stop by the live stream and submit your questions. And I think that's it for today. Thank you all for viewing the live stream, and the ones of you stopped by. Thank you all for coming by, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next live stream.